letters in the context of only these two types, that is complaint and adjustment letters. Now, complaint letters. When are complaint letters written? So when you are dissatisfied with a company's product or service, you make a claim or request an adjustment. It is always best to document your complaint, as the written word serves a more permanent value. And there are objectives in writing complaint letter. They are to bring the mistake to the notice of the supplying company and to correct the mistake either by repair or replacement. Now, complaint letters. When one company is dissatisfied, when one company has some problems, when a major fault, a major mistake is found out by one company for the other, then the company owes a right to make a claim, to make a complaint. For example, you have ordered for 15 air conditioners and you have received 50 air coolers instead. So this is all about mismanagement. This is all about wrong delivery of the stocks, right? So in this case, as a company, as the employee of the company, you owe a right to make a complaint to the other person, to the other company from whom you have ordered your stocks, you have ordered your items. So here you would write a letter of complaint that you ordered for air conditioners and instead you have received a wrong quantity, a wrong delivery of the stocks. So there might be various reasons of complaint letters, but this is just an example. So when one company is dissatisfied with the customer's product or service, with the other company's product or service, at that time a complaint letter is written. When you write a complaint letter, there are two objectives in your mind which you want to achieve from the other person. The first is to bring the fault to the notice of the supplier company. You want to inform them that this is how the fault, this is how the mistake has occurred, and therefore you are making a complaint, right? And the second objective is you demand a replacement or repair or a cashback. So what kind of adjustment you want, that is the second objective of your complaint letter. So with these two objectives, any company owes a right to make a complaint. Now there are various reasons to make a complaint letter. Apart from a wrong quantity of goods, there might be various reasons for which a company owes a right to make a complaint to the other company. For example, there might be billing errors, there might be damaged goods, wrong quantity, unsatisfactory quality, goods not matching the sample, difference in agreed prices, late delivery, non-delivery, poor service. These are the various reasons which might have led to the company to make a complaint before the other company. There might be billing errors, there might be damaged goods, there might be wrong goods, wrong quantity, unsatisfactory quality. All these are the reasons for which the company would make a claim before the other company with which it has had a tie-up. And in return, it would demand a replacement, it would demand a repair, it would demand a solution of this complaint, right? So these are the various reasons for writing a complaint letter. Now when you write a complaint letter, there are certain points which must be taken care of while writing a complaint letter. For example, the first point is to write as soon as you find the mistake. You don't have to delay. Whenever you come across any kind of damaged consignment or any kind of wrong goods or billing errors, any mistake which you come across of the other company, it is your responsibility, it is your humble duty to make a complaint as soon as you find out the mistake. You cannot delay the mistake. You cannot wait for months and weeks and years to make a complaint. So this would be the first priority of the claiming company, to note and to make a mistake, to make a complaint letter as soon as you find out the mistake. To base your complaint only on facts. This is the most important point which is to be looked after when you write a complaint letter. You have to base your complaint only on facts. You cannot make any kind of ambiguous statements or general or abstract kind of statements. You have to provide factual details. For example, which kind of mistake occurred, how did you find how the mistake turned out to be inconvenient for your company, and how the dealings have been delayed, how the transactions have been delayed, how the proceedings and functioning have been delayed because of the mistake which has occurred because of the carelessness of the other company. So in that case, you don't have to make general or abstract kind of statements. Rather, you should provide factual details. You should inform them that how much were you in need of the goods or of the right consignment, and because of the wrong delivery of goods, how much inconvenience you will have to face, and how you will be dealing with your customers, right? So this is the second important point which is to be looked after while writing a complaint letter. The third point is to think patiently and not to assume that the supplier is at fault. When you make a complaint, when you receive any kind of mistake, when you come across any kind of mistake, naturally your reaction, because the business is being delayed, because your profit is being delayed, because you have to deal with so many other customers and branches, you are bound to be irritated because of the mistake which has occurred, which has come to your mind. But this irritation, this anger has no place in business transactions, in business functioning, if you want to have your business relationship lasting for a long time. So there is no place. You don't have to assume all the time that always the supplier is at fault. You have to be patient, and you have to think that there might be so many reasons for the complaint, for the mistake which has occurred or with which you have come across, right? And because of that, you have to avoid rudeness. Irritation, anger is not allowed to be shown while making a complaint letter. You are not entitled to write any kind of abusive terms, or you are not allowed to use any kind of tone which conveys anger or irritation. What would happen with that? For example, if you write an irritating or abusive kind of letter to the other person, to the company, that we have received this, and this is how you have, and this is how you have made a mistake, and we are not interested. What kind of carelessness is this? When you write these kind of complaint letter, it shows that you have not followed courtesy. You are not being normal in your tone, but it suggests an irritating tone. It suggests a rudeness. And this rudeness, what will the other company do? It will certainly make a replacement to your complaint letter, but it will not be interested in sustaining the future business relationship with you. And the ultimate aim, one should not forget the ultimate aim of business letters, that is of sustaining business relationship and thereby increasing the profit. Once you get irritated, once you get angry or rude toward any kind of mistake which has occurred, and this rudeness, when it is noticed by the other company, then they will entertain the replacement, they will entertain your complaint letter only for once, and they will certainly end the business relationship with you in future. So these are the points which are to be taken care of while making a complaint letter. Now there are certain guidelines. When you as a company write a complaint letter, there are certain guidelines which you should take care of, which you should follow. You have to provide a reference point, date, and items ordered in the beginning of the message. You have to be very clear. You have to write down your reference point. Reference point means invoice number or consignment number, your consignment number and the receiver's consignment number, the company which sends you the stocks, their consignment number. Then you have to refer to the date and how many items you ordered. So in the beginning of the message, you have to provide them the correct information, the detailed and factual information. The second point is explain the problem and give specific details. You have to, after informing that what had you ordered and in return what have you received, you have to explain the problem and give specific details of it. Then you have to briefly explain the inconvenience you are facing because of the problem, right? You have to briefly explain the inconvenience. Then you have to appeal to the supplier's reputation and sense of responsibility. You have to state clearly what action you want the supplier to take. You have to mention the relevant documents you are enclosing with your letters. So these are the guidelines which are to be taken care of while writing a complaint letter. Don't forget, the first point is reference point, date, and items ordered in the beginning of the message. Provide the correct details. Don't try to provide any kind of incomplete or incorrect information. You have to be factual. You don't have to make general or abstract sentences. You are not allowed to be angry or irritating. Rather, you have to be patient, and you have to assume that the supplier is not obviously at fault. Nobody would be interested in making wrong deals. Everybody in business want to make a profit, and therefore there is no need to get angry on the receiver, on the company to whom you are making your complaint. You have to appeal to the supplier's reputation. You have to remind him slightly that because of the good reputation of the company, you had made an order from that company. So you have to remind him of the sense of responsibility, and thereby telling him that how he has made a mistake. This kind, you have not imagined, you have not expected this kind of mistake from such a reputed company like so and so, right? And then you have to state very clearly what action you want, whether you want repair, whether you want replacement, or what other solution you want. You have to state it very clearly. You don't have to make abstract solutions. You have to make very clear and factual solutions, right? Then you have to mention the relevant documents. Always provide the receipts, the invoice receipts, and all the documents which are necessary, which were necessary when you had ordered or when you had made deals with the company, right? So these are the guidelines of complaint letter which you have to take care of. Now we will look at a simple complaint letter. You can have a sample of this complaint letter. Now this sample of complaint letter, you can have a look at this letter. Now this is a letter about the wrong consignment, the consignment which was received by one company and it was found in damaged condition. And we will now look at how the writer of the complaint letter has mentioned the points very clearly and factually. So we will look at this specimen letter of complaint. The first element, as we have discussed, is letterhead, as this is not a printed letterhead. They have mentioned this on the left align as a sender's address. So the first point, the first element which is being displayed on the screen is letterhead. Then, as we have discussed, that there needs to be given a reference point, there needs to be given a invoice number. So our reference means when we ordered, when we had made a deal, when we have sent a letter to you, our reference number was this, that is TT472, and when you made a reply to us, your reference number was this, MA32, right? Then the date, and look at the layout of this business letter. All the elements are separated by one blank line. So the next element after reference points is the date. The date is written the same way as we have discussed. Then there would be a receiver's address, that is Apex Mattresses Limited, Daryani Nagar, Delhi. Now the letter begins with a salutation, that is, Dear Sir, thank you for promptly delivering 200 mattresses in response to my order number TT472 on 24 January 2015. But we are sorry to state that on checking of the consignment, we found that 65 of the 200 mattresses sent are badly soiled and faded. So when you look at this first paragraph, they have mentioned very clearly that what had they ordered. They had ordered 200 mattresses, and the letter begins with a thanking tone. Although they are making a complaint letter, nowhere you find any kind of rudeness or irritating tone or voice. There are no words which convey any kind of irritation or negative impression or image which they have conveyed, right? So the letter begins with a thanking tone. Thank you for promptly delivering 200 mattresses in response to my order number. So the factual details with date are given over here, and then they continue, but we are sorry to state that on checking of consignment, we found that 65 of the 200 mattresses sent are badly soiled and faded. So 200 mattresses were ordered as a consignment, and out of these 200 mattresses, 65 have been found in bad condition, in wrong condition. So look at the tone, look at the style of writing complaint letter. There is no way you would find any kind of irritation or anger. It always begins in a mild way, and this is the most perfect style of writing a complaint letter. Always begin with a thanking tone and then slightly mention your mistake, slightly mention the complaint, slightly mention the mistake, and try to bring that mistake to the notice of the supplier company. If we go ahead to the next paragraph, it says, I had placed this order for your high quality affordable products based on the recommendation by one of my friends. So here you are appealing to the supplier's reputation. You are appealing to the supplier company's reputation. You are reminding him about the responsibility, the sense of responsibility which he should have taken care of while sending the consignment, right? And then it continues, we propose to sell these mattresses at a winter sale in our area 5 days from now. Advertisements for the same have already been made through the local media. Now you are conveying your inconvenience that we propose to sell this in winter sale and 5 days from now, so the time is already up and we have to sell this, and we have already made advertisements through local media about this sale. But going ahead, the condition of the mattresses received at our end must have been due to the water seepage in recent rains during transportation. See, here he is slightly making an assumption that because the condition which we have received of these mattresses might be because of the season, because the monsoon season is going on, and therefore because of water seepage during the transportation this mistake might have occurred. So this is a very normal assumption which is being raised by the writer of the complaint letter. Therefore, I request you to replace these 65 damaged mattresses immediately. I have very little time left to arrange it from elsewhere. The damaged products will be sent back to you within 2 days at your cost by transport on receipt of the confirmation about replacement. Look at the last line of this. The damaged products will be sent back to you within 2 days. You are conveying the perfect information. You are informing them correctly and completely what action you want. You are not going to bear transportation charges. This is being very clear in this letter, right? The damaged products will be sent back to you within 2 days at your cost by transport. And then it continues, kindly send us the replacement. They want replacement, and that also within 2 days of receipt.